Can you imagine how rich a boy running a humble pakoda shop could become by sheer hard work? Perhaps he might open a big restaurant in the future or earn enough money to build a grand two-story house. But what if I told you that this very boy went on to become the richest man in all of India? His name is Dhirubhai Ambani. How did this poor boy selling pakodas created a company with a turnover of 75,000 crores today? I'm your host Meghla Kannan. Today we will be diving deep into the incredible story of the great Dhirubhai Ambani. The story begins on December 28, 1932, the small village of Chorwa, Gujarat, where a boy named Dheeraj Lal Hiralal Ambani was born. He would later be known as Dhirubhai Ambani. His father, Hirachand Govardhan Bhai Ambani, worked as a teacher in the village school. When Dhirubhai was 5 years old, he started going to Bahadur Kanji school. However, he wasn't particularly interested in studies and only attended classes because his father insisted. With a big family and limited income, managing day-to-day life was tough. Facing financial difficulties, Dhirubhai decided to quit school and find a job. Though his father was initially upset, he eventually agreed to let Dhirubhai pursue work. Dhirubhai began searching for jobs and ended up near a temple where he saw a crowd. Seeing an opportunity, he thought he bought a cart with his saved pocket money and started selling pakodas to the temple visitors. At first, he made a good money, but as the number of temple visitors decreased, his sales dropped. Realizing this wasn't a stable future, he sold his cart and put the money into the bank. Dhirubhai soon heard that many villagers were earning well by working in Yemen. At just 17, he decided to join his elder brother Ramanik Lal in Yemen. There he worked at a petrol pump for a company called Besse & Co. Even though he started with a modest salary, his skills in promotion increased the pump's sales and he got promoted to a managerial position. To earn extra money, Dhirubhai worked as a clerk in his free time. He also visited a luxurious 5-star hotel, not to enjoy the luxury, but to overhear the conversations of wealthy people and learn of wealthy guests and learn their secrets. One day, he heard about the high value of silver real coins in Yemen. Spotting an opportunity, he bought a machine to melt these coins and sell the silver. Young Dhirubhai perceived high demand for real in the London Stock Exchange and purchased them in bulk and melted the coins in silver and sold them to billion traders in London. Though it was stopped in 3 months, Dhirubhai made a few lakh rupees in this transaction. Later, his heart yearned for something bigger, like a chance to create his own destiny. Then he returned back to India. His family criticized him for living a stable job, but he did not let that stop him. After marrying Kokila Ben, he moved to Mumbai in 1958 with only rupees 15,000. But before moving to Mumbai, Dhirubhai had a significant venture in Yemen. He and his cousin Champak Lal Damani co-founded a partnership called Majin. Their aim was to import polyester yarn and export spices to Yemen. This venture was an early step that laid the foundation for what would later become the Reliance Industries, where the actual story begins. In Mumbai, he faced challenges from established traders who controlled the market through unions. After a lot of effort, he managed to get permission to start trading. However, he found out that these traders had unions both among factory owners and buyers, which made things difficult for middlemen like him. Dhirubhai fought for fair pricings and rallied other traders to support him. The first office of Reliance Commercial Corporation was a tiny 350 square feet room in Masjid Bandar, Mumbai, equipped with just a telephone, 1 table and 3 chairs. In 1965, Dhirubhai and Champak Lal decided to part ways, each with their own visions for business. Dhirubhai then set out on his own, determined to build an empire. In 1966, Dhirubhai set up a textile mill in Naroda, Gujarat and launched the Vimal brand, named after his elder brother's son. The high quality of Vimal's polyester soon made it the top polyester brand in India. Dhirubhai's business skills were reorganized when the World Bank called his textile mill the best in India. He smartly used government policies to his advantage by importing cheap fabric and exporting finished goods, which helped increase his profits. In 1977, Reliance Industries went public with an initial public offering IPO, allowing ordinary people to buy shares in the company. This IPO was a huge success, attracting 58,000 investors. Dhirubhai's shareholder meetings were so popular that they set attendance records. By the 1980s, Dhirubhai expanded Reliance into new industries like petrochemicals and telecommunications, turning it into a large and diverse company. Even though he faced health issues including a stroke in 1986, he continued to lead and innovate. When Dhirubhai passed away in 2002, he had built a multi-billion-dollar empire and left a lasting legacy for his family and the nation. Now there we come to an end. If you found this story inspiring and want to learn more about successful business strategies and entrepreneurial innovations, make sure to subscribe to the Freedom English Business channel. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep striving for greatness. See you soon in the next interesting episode. It's Meghla Kannan signing off.